At the start of the drama, we see a beautiful place where all the people are standing in line to see a beautiful girl. And then, as that girl comes, all the people treat her like a celebrity, meaning everyone was praising that girl. You are very beautiful. Because of this, that girl says, "Thanks, everyone," and gives a flying kiss and goes inside. There, a man who was a big fan of this girl was waiting for her. Therefore, that person starts showing many expensive gifts to this girl and says, "Look, I have brought all this for you. Did you like it?" Then that girl says, "No, I have many like these which my fans have given me. If you have something valuable, then show me that." On this, that man shows that girl a luminous cup, which is very expensive and was shining. So that girl keeps that cup with her, saying, "I knew that I would get this from you only." Saying this, that girl reveals her face. Then she is no one else but the princess of that Dacia state, and she is our female lead, whose name is Chipa. Seeing her, that man gets scared very badly and says, "Princess, you?" Just then, Princess Chipa calls her guard and gets that man arrested because this man was corrupted and used to take extra money from poor people in the name of royal tax. Therefore, Princess Chipa comes out and tells everyone about him and says, "Look, this man is looting money from you in the name of royal tax, the proof of which is in these lists. You can see. Therefore, now he will be punished." Then all the people get shocked because no one had any idea about this matter. Therefore, all the people thank Princess Chipa. Then Princess Chipa says, "Your money will be returned to you." After this, Princess Chipa tells, "I am the princess of this Dacia state. My dad's name is Chi Sheng, and mom's is Peng Peng, who love each other very much. And when I was born, then they both were very happy because I was their only daughter. So, for this reason, they fulfill all my tantrums. But since my dad became the king of Dacia state, he has fulfilled all responsibilities. Therefore, all people respect my dad too. But in the process of handling Dacia state, he could never give time to mom. Therefore, they decided, now giving our place to my brother, meaning King Zhao, we will go to travel the whole world. Therefore, now my uncle is the king of this Dacia state." Then Chipa comes to her dad. They were going on a trip. So Chipa says, "Why are you not taking me and mom along?" Then Chipa's dad says, "Because I and your mom have planned to travel the whole world alone. We will take you later. But until then, find a Mr. Right for yourself, because you have grown up now and therefore you should choose someone for yourself." Then Chipa goes silent. After this, a place is shown which is magical. No one knows about it, that such a place even exists in this world. Then we see a beast sitting there who is saying, "I am becoming weak day by day. I might die, because all my power was in a ball, which the holy ball. But that is with a girl, and I want that at any cost." And this is our male lead, whose name is Mulong. Then Mulong sees a scene from the past in which he went to the human world, and because of a fight with some people, he got very hurt and lay down under a tree. Just then, a girl who was climbing the tree suddenly falls on Mulang, and Mulang's power ball comes out and goes into that girl's mouth. Then, back in the present scene, Mulong says, "And just from then, I am becoming weak day by day and tolerate this pain every day. Therefore, I have to find that girl anyhow and take that power ball back from her." Then Mulang screams loudly. After this, Princess Chipa is talking to a statue. "I don't know why everyone is bent on getting me married, while I don't feel like getting married at all. In fact, I don't even like anyone." Just then, Chipa's uncle and aunt come to Chipa. In her parents' absence, they are handling Dacia state, and they all love Chipa very much. That is why Chipa's aunt says, "We are worried about your marriage. Look, you have turned fully 20 years old. All girls of your age have gotten married. Therefore, now you should also get married. You know, when I was of your age, I had children too. Therefore, I want you to find a handsome prince as soon as possible who keeps you happy forever and loves you." Saying this, she shows many boys' pics to Chipa, and along with that gives their introduction too. Who does what? But Chipa did not want to marry at all, meaning she thinks, "I love my freedom life more." Therefore, she secretly runs away from there. After this, we see Beast King Mulang opening the door to the human world. Along with Mulang, his right hand Liu Jun was also there. He says to Beast King Mulang, "It has been fully 4 years since you have been looking for that girl in the human world, and your coming here again and again is not right either. Therefore, give the responsibility of finding that girl to me. I will find her and bring her to our world." But Beast King Mulang refuses and says, "Only I can feel that girl. Therefore, you will not find her." On the other side, Chipa has come to see a new horse. She likes that horse very much. Therefore, she says, "I insist on sitting on that horse." But as soon as Chipa sits on the horse, that horse gets out of control and takes Chipa forcibly towards the jungle. Behind Chipa, her guards also go to save their princess. Chipa had gone quite far into the jungle and was screaming, "Someone help me!" Just then, the horse throws Chipa away. But just then, the Beast King comes and catches Chipa with his power and makes her unconscious so that she cannot see him. As soon as Mulang lays Chipa down, he feels power in his hand. So he realizes, this is the same girl who fell on me that day, and my power ball is inside her. So Mulang was taking Chipa to his world. Just then, he was feeling quite weak himself, so he could not even pick Chipa up. Just then, hearing the voice of Chipa's guards there, both go silent. When Chipa's guard picks Chipa up, she wakes up shocked. I fell with such force, but how am I okay? I did not get even a single scratch. Then the guard says, Princess, we should leave from here. Our staying here for too long is not right. So she leaves from there. Here, Mulang and his right hand Lu Jun hear all their conversation and they realize Chipa is the princess here. And now, we will find Chipa easily. Just then, some problem starts happening in Beast King Mulang's hand, and they go back. On the other side, Chipa's aunt had announced in the whole city, Chipa is going to get married. And she also tells, we have found the future prince for Chipa, who is a general. Hearing this, everyone is shocked because for them this was big news. Here, Chipa's aunt was also very happy. Finally, we have found a boy for Chipa, and she says, everything ahead should also be fine. Then she orders the guards, everything should happen according to the plan. Then we see Beast King Mulang and Lu Jun finding Chipa and arriving at the palace. Just then, Chipa was with that general whom Aunt had chosen for Chipa. Both were talking normally. That general had come from some war, therefore he was quite wounded. So Chipa was taking out medicine and giving it to him. Just then, it seemed to Chipa's guard, everything is going fine so far. Therefore, they left from there. We should let them spend time together. Just then, Chipa says to the general, forgive me, I cannot marry you. Hearing this, that general flares up and says, do you even know how much difficulty I was selected with for you? So that I could become the future king of this kingdom. But you are refusing me? Saying this, that general starts forcing himself on Chipa. With great difficulty, kicking his eye, Chipa runs. But the general catches Chipa again, saying, where will you run now? Just spend one night with me. Then no one will be able to stop me from becoming your husband. Just then, Chipa screams loudly. Mulang hears her voice and quickly comes to save Chipa. Seeing him, Chipa asks in shock, who are you? Then Mulang says, I am he who has been looking for you for the last 4 years. Then the general says, whoever you are, back off, because she is mine. Don't you know who I am? Then Mulang makes him unconscious with his power. So Chipa gets scared and asks, who are you who has powers? Then Mulang says, your future. And saying this, he makes Chipa unconscious too. But just then, Chipa's guard, hearing Chipa's voice, comes there. And as soon as he was about to attack Mulang, Liu Jun kills him because he also had power. Then Liu Jun takes the ID card from that guard because if they ever have to come here in the future, they can come easily with the help of this ID card. And finally, both bring Chipa along with them to their world. But Mulang's health began to worsen because he had used quite a lot of his power to pick Chipa up to here and to open the door to the other world. Therefore, he was not able to muster the courage to pick Chipa up further. So Lu Jun explains to Mulang, King, you should go to the royal palace first, where I will make medicine ready for you. And do not worry about this girl. A servant of ours will bring her to the palace. So Mulang listens to Liu Jun and gets ready to go with him. Just then, we see a scene from the past when Mulang had lost his power ball. Then, he could not bring Chipa with him because many people were already after him and he was quite wounded too. Therefore, he had come back to his world without taking his power ball. And just since then, he was looking for Chipa. But today, finally, he found her. Just then, after a while, when Chipa's eyes opened, she remained shocked. How am I in the jungle so late at night? Meaning, who brought me here? Because right now Chipa does not know that she is in another world. Therefore, she tries very hard to get out of there and find the way home. But she was not understanding anything. Then a girl comes there, whom Mulang had sent to bring Chipa, whose name is Hong Shi. She says, Princess, do not be worried. I have come to take you to the royal palace, therefore, you walk with me comfortably. Hearing all this, Chipa started feeling, they have come from his palace, and his aunt has sent them. Just then, she was about to sit in the palanquin when she stops and asks Hong Shi, who are you? I have never seen you before in my Dazia palace. Then Hong Shi says, which Dazia palace? I am hearing this name for the first time. Hearing this, Chipa understands. This girl has come from somewhere else. Who wants to kidnap me? So Chipa, making an excuse, left from there saying, my stomach is hurting. Therefore you stay here. I will just be back. And just then, Chipa runs away from there. So Hong Shi keeps asking, Princess, why are you taking so much time? But by then, Chipa had gone very far and was thinking, come on, I escaped. But just then, stumbling on a stone, she falls down. Then, hearing her voice, Hong Shi reaches Chipa in 1 second asking, Princess, are you okay? So Chipa gets shocked and says, how can you run so fast? Then Hong Shi requests, please, you come with us. Otherwise, King will punish us. So Chipa agrees to go with her because she had to get out of the jungle anyhow. But then she asks Hong Shi, how did you run so fast? Then Hong Shu says, because I am a cat. Chipa felt she is joking. Therefore, she says, then I am a rabbit. So finally, Chipa sits in the palanquin with Hong Shu, but as soon as that palanquin moves, its speed is very fast. So Chipa was not able to understand. After all, how are these people walking so fast? Then Hong Shu tells they are walking so fast because these people are horses. So Chipa says to Hong Shu, what nonsense are you talking? Meaning, are the people here animals? Then Hong Shu tells, our king is also a wolf. So Chipa gets a very big shock and she says, a wolf is your king? Are you joking somewhere? Then finally both reach outside Beast City. Then Hong Shu, holding Chipa's hand, takes her inside. When Chipa sees the people there, she feels quite weird because all those beasts, seeing them, get very shocked. Just then, Chipa's gaze falls on a lady who was spinning. So she asks Hong Shu in shock, how is she able to do this? Then Hong Shu says, because she is a silkworm. So Chipa gets shocked again. While both are talking, we see a girl who is a Lu Li. She was keeping an eye on them. Then Chipa and Hong Shu come a little forward. Then Chipa's gaze falls on a makeup store. So she gets an idea. Why not trap Hong Shu here and run away? Therefore, she takes Hong Shu inside the makeup store and says, you are a cat. You should look even more beautiful. And anyway, you must have some boyfriend, so you get ready for him only. Then Hong Shu says fearfully, no, I do not have any boyfriend, meaning I do not like the king's right hand Liu Jun at all. So Chipa understands, okay, her weakness is the king's right hand. Therefore, Chipa traps Hong Shu in her words and puts her in the makeup line. And just then, seeing the chance, she runs away from there. But when she was leaving from there, a lady catches her because she was getting a quite different smell from inside Chipa. Therefore, that lady asks Chipa, who are you and how did you come here? So Chipa changes the topic and says, I have applied a different type of perfume, therefore you are feeling like this. And just then, she runs away from there. So just then, from above, Beast King Mu Lang and his right hand Liu Jun are also watching Chipa. So Liu Jun says to Mu Lang, if people get to know she is a human, then it will be a big problem, meaning these people will not let her stay here. Then Mu Lang says, I will give this girl such an identity that no one, even if they want to, will be able to trouble her. Hearing this, Liu Jun says, meaning, then Mu Lang tells him his plan. I am going to make this girl my wife. Only then will I be able to get the Powerball back. So hearing this, Liu Jun remained shocked. Our king will marry a human girl? And asks, is it possible for such a thing to happen? Then Mu Lang smiles and explains to Liu Jun, the Powerball we want is inside Chipa's body, and it can be taken out only by kissing Chipa. And according to beast rules, we cannot kiss any girl until we marry her. Then Liu Jun says, only kissing is not enough. Rather, there must be true love between you two also. Only then will you be able to get the holy pearl-like sacred thing out from inside Chipa. And that sacred water from which you have been getting power till now, that has also become quite less. Therefore, you do something quickly. Then Mu Lang says, yes, I will have to make the princess fall in love soon. You keep an eye on Chipa for now, meaning she should not have any trouble anywhere. Here, Chipa, running and running, tired, stops at a place. Then some people surround her, meaning, seeing her alone, they were teasing Chipa. So Chipa warns them, I am the princess of Daxia state, therefore do not trouble me. But those people do not agree. Then just then, Liu Jun comes there and says, how can you people do this with the Beast King's future wife? So then all the people get shocked and say, is it true? Is this girl going to become the future queen of all of us? So they all run away from there. Then just then, Hong Shu comes there and says, sorry, Chipa. And Liu Jun also says, sorry, I could not take care of the Beast King's guest properly. Then Liu Jun says, she is not just a guest, but our king's future queen. Hearing this, Hong Shu sits down and gives respect to Chipa. But Chipa was not understanding at all what these people were saying. Just then, Chipa says, I have not even seen the king yet, and you people are telling me I am his queen. Hong Shu says, Queen, please come with me. But Chipa does not agree. So just then, Liu Jun says, King wants to meet you. Then, Chipa agrees because she also wanted to see, after all, who is this Beast King? That Lu Li, who had kept an eye on them in the market, she was still hiding and listening to their conversation. And going to her boss, she tells, Mu Lang is going to marry a girl. Then her boss says, that girl's connection must be with the Powerball. Otherwise, Mu Lang does not do any work without a motive. But I have to stop the Powerball from reaching his hands anyhow. He is already so powerful like this. If he gets the Powerball, then I will never be able to become the Beast King by killing him. On the other side, Hong Shu and Chipa are talking to each other. Then Hong Shu says, till today, no one has seen the Beast King because the custom here is that the king has to keep his face hidden. Then Chipa understands. The one who met me that night in Daxia state was the king himself. Then Chipa starts speaking ill of Mu Lang. Just then, Hong Shu says, our king is not bad at all. Rather, he is very good. He takes great care of all of us. You please don't speak like this about him. So Chipa goes silent. Now it was night, but Chipa was not getting sleep because Chipa had to meet the king anyhow. Therefore, she goes out alone to find the king's room. And finally, she finds the king's room, which was quite big, and clothes were also lying there, which Chipa had seen the king wearing that night. So just then she steps on a wall. Then a secret room's door opens there, inside which Chipa goes, where Mulang was doing something in the holy spring. Just then, he feels that someone is coming inside, so for this reason, he hides. Just then, Chipa comes near the holy spring and gets shocked. After all, what kind of place is this? And she was just about to touch the holy water when Beast King Mulang grabs Chipa's hand. So as soon as Chipa looks at Mulang, who was in his beast form because at night, Mulang becomes a wolf. So Chipa screams loudly and says, "How scary you are! Like some monster! Please do not come near me." First, Mulang gets shocked at Chipa speaking like this, but then he says, "How did you have the courage to come into the king's room at midnight?" So Chipa gets shocked and says, "King, are you King Mulang?" Then Mulang says, "Yes, I am King Mulang." So Chipa thinks, okay, so this is why he doesn't show his face to anyone, because he is so scary. Therefore, no girl will be agreeing to marry him. So he has lifted me and brought me here. But then again, she asks, "Why do you want to marry me after all?" Then Mulang says in his mind, "I cannot tell her. I want the holy power ball from inside you. Otherwise, she will not be able to truly love me." Then Mulang says, "Since I saw you horse riding, since then, I have started liking you." So Chipa finds this reason weird, because that day the horse was out of control. Then while talking, Chipa asks Mulang, "What is the way to go back to Dasha state?" But Mulang says, "There is no way to go back. You will understand this gradually." Chipa says, "When I can come here, why can't I go?" Then Mulang, making a weird sound, scares her. So Chipa runs away from there. Watching her go, Mulang smiles because he liked scaring Chipa. Here, running and running, Chipa comes to her room and says, "How rude this king is, but now I am going to sleep. I will see in the morning what to do." On the other side, King Mulang was talking to himself. "King, what to do now? We wanted to show the princess your day look, but she saw your night look." Then Mulang says, "Now I will come in front of Chipa in the king wolf form only, because just as I thought that she would get scared, exactly that happened. So for this reason, I do not want to scare her anymore." Then Liu Jun gives a book to Mulang and says, "You can love the princess in any form," meaning she got scared of your wolf form, so you can impress her with the day form. So Mulang agrees to this point. Just then, Liu Jun leaves from there. So when Liu Jun is going, Hong Shu meets him, who likes Liu Jun. Therefore, she extends her hand to do friendship with Liu Jun. Then, Liu Jun does not shake hands with her because he was a snake and there was some problem in his hand. But Hong Shi felt Liu Jun hates me. Therefore, she gets sad and leaves from there. After Hong Shi leaves, Liu Jun looks at his hand and says, "Maybe I do not deserve you." On the other side, Chipa was sleeping and she was having a dream where Mulang says, "I will marry you only." So Chipa wakes up screaming quite loudly and again starts speaking ill of Mulang. Then Hong Shi is standing near her and says, "You please do not speak ill of the king again and again. He is not bad at all." Just then, to get rid of Hong Shi, Chipa runs away from there. But Hong Shi is a cat, therefore she runs fast and catches Chipa. So Chipa uses Liu Jun's name and says, "Liu Jun, you here?" Hearing Liu Jun's name, Hong Shi got distracted. So, just then, Chipa ran away from there. On the other side, the Luli says, "I will change my identity and enter," and changes her face so she can enter the Beast Palace. Here, Chipa finds the way out and she comes out. But all people seeing her were making comments. After all, who is this wearing weird clothes? Because the dressing of Beast City and Dazia State was changed, therefore Chipa was looking quite weird to everyone. So for this reason, Chipa first changes her look by giving an expensive thing to the tailor. Now she is roaming in the market in a boy's look, just as if Mulang was watching silently who was in his day look and was looking quite handsome. And Chipa was just about to leave Beast City, but just then the commander of that place, Wan Ji, stopped her and asks, "Who are you? Before this, I have never seen you here. Therefore, bring out your token. Show it." So Chipa shows her the token because Chipa had taken this token from the tailor also. So Wan Ji gives her permission to leave Beast City. And as soon as Chipa was going out, the same tailor comes running and says, "This boy is fake, catch him." So all people get shocked. So Chipa says, "I gave you the price for keeping quiet." Then the tailor says, "Sorry, someone else gave me a higher price than this to get you caught." So soldiers surround Chipa from all four sides. So Chipa uses plan 2 and says, "I am the Beast City's future queen. Therefore, no one will stop me from going, and neither will anyone touch me. But no one believes her words. But Mu Lang and Liu Jun were also watching all this. So Liu Jun says, Princess seems quite smart, but still, she will not be able to face you. So Mu Lang smiles because it was Mu Lang who had on his side offered double the price to the tailor and says, I am going to take a bath. Just then, Chipa also runs away. So all people start following Chipa. Just then, Chipa stops at a place which was the men's bathhouse. Chipa went inside easily because she was disguised as a boy. But Wanji was not allowed to go inside, so Chipa comes inside and takes off the fake things from her face. But Mu Lang was also right there, who was taking a bath. So just then, Chipa also came into the same bathhouse in which Mu Lang was. So Mu Lang gets to know that someone has come inside. Here, Chipa also sees that someone is taking a bath. So she secretly starts leaving the outside, but Mu Lang does not let her go, and coming quickly catches her because he felt that it is some enemy. But that was Chipa. So Mu Lang was shocked and started asking, how are you here? Chipa is in shock seeing such a handsome boy for the first time, because for the first time she had seen someone so hot and good shape. So she starts praising Mu Lang, you are in such a good shape, and touches him too. So Mu Lang tells her, stay in your senses. Just then, Chipa remembers, where did my fake mustache go? And she starts looking for it. So just then, Mu Lang thinks, I should take Chipa from here. Otherwise Liu Jun will come here and he will call me king. Then, Chipa will understand I am the Wolf King. So Mu Lang, holding Chipa's hand, starts running from there. And Chipa just kept looking at him because she had become quite attracted to him. Just then, they stop at a place. Then that token falls from Mu Lang's clothes which he had kept with him after killing the Da Xia state guard. Seeing which, she gets shocked and says, how is this with you? So Mu Lang is unable to understand what to say. So just then, Chipa felt, this is the same Da Xia palace guard who keeps a mask on. And Chipa happily hugs Mu Lang and says, finally, I found someone from Da Xia state. Then Mu Lang says, yes, I am the same one. When I came to save you that night, the Wolf King made me unconscious and brought me here. Don't know why these people are doing this. So Chipa seriously tells, I am their main target, meaning the Wolf King has got impressed by my beauty and wants to marry me. Hearing this, Mu Lang was laughing in his mind. Just then, Chipa says, have you ever seen the Wolf King? He is very rude and like a monster. Then Mu Lang says, yes, I know him. He was impressed by my fighting skills. So for this reason, he has made me the Beast Palace Guard. And as bad as you consider him, he is not that bad. Then Chipa says, now the important thing is how we will go back to Da Xia State. But I will find some way or the other. Until then, you also support me. And when we reach Da Xia State, I will tell Uncle to give a big reward. Hearing this from Chipa, Mu Lang starts laughing in his mind again. Then just then, Liu Jun also comes there looking for Chipa. So just then, Chipa leaves from there with Mu Lang. After this, Chipa comes back to the Beast Palace. So Hong Shi asks worriedly, Princess, where had you gone? So Chipa says, I went for a walk. Here, Mu Lang was explaining to Liu Jun, you will not call me king in front of Chipa. Rather, you will call me Li Xiong, because I have hidden my identity from Chipa, because she feels I am a Da Xia state guard and can help her in running from here. On the other side, Chipa had readied the map of the Beast Palace. How do I have to run from here? So just then, Hong Shi comes there. So Chipa hides the map. Hong Shi had brought lunch for Chipa. So as soon as Chipa sees the food, those were only raw vegetables. Seeing this, Chipa gets shocked because she thinks, I only eat meat. Just then, Chipa asks Hong Shi, does everyone eat food like this here? Then Hong Shi says, yes, everyone eats this food here. Meat does not happen in Beast City. So Chipa starts crying loudly and says, I really have to go back to Da Xia Palace now. Here, Mu Lang was doing work. So just then Wan Ji comes there. The commander tries to stop her, but she does not stop and goes inside. Just then, Mu Lang quickly hides his face. So Wan Ji says, that girl should be punished who was saying she is your future wife, and she misbehaved with me too. Then Mu Lang says, when you got to know that girl is the future queen of Beast City, then why did you follow her? For this thing you should get punished. So Wan Ji goes silent, and the commander takes her from there. After they leave, Liu Jun started teasing Mu Lang. Princess is quite dangerous. Who created such chaos as soon as she came? Don't know what will happen after marriage. So Mu Lang says, what do you mean? I am king, therefore she cannot dominate me. So Liu Jun starts laughing. After this, Mu Lang, becoming Li Xiong, comes to Chipa with Liu Jun. So Liu Jun introduces Mu Lang to Chipa. This is Li Xiong, who will look after you from today. So Chipa says to Liu Jun, if it is so, then you go out with Hong Shi. I have to talk to Li Xiong. So Liu Jun and Hong Shi leave from there. After they leave, Mu Lang gives the Beast City token to Chipa and says, now you can roam in the city comfortably. So Chipa gets happy. Then Mu Lang says, but this token is only for inside Beast City. Then Chipa excitedly shows the map to Mu Lang, which she had made of Beast City, and tells, how will we run from here? So Mu Lang says, why are you planning so much? Meaning, you can do friendship with the Wolf King and ask everything comfortably from him. And to know the way to Daxia State, you should be close to the king, because only he knows the real way. But Chipa says, I will not ask the king because he is very bad. That is why he forcibly brought me here. So Mu Lang goes silent because he has done all this in compulsion. Just then, weird noises come from Chipa's stomach. So he thinks she is hungry. So just then, Chipa says, I am hungry, and I eat only meat. Hearing this, Mu Lang starts thinking something. Here, Hong Shi and Liu Jun are in a garden, and we're spending a good time because Liu Jun also likes Hong Shi. But due to some reason, he does not tell Hong Shi. On the other side, Chipa was in a bad state from hunger, because since she came to Beast City, she had eaten nothing. Therefore, Chipa orders Hong Shi, bring me meat, otherwise I will die. So Hong Shi, getting very worried, leaves to find meat. So on the way, she meets Liu Jun and tells, I have already brought the princess's favorite roast chicken. After this, Mu Lang brings chicken to Chipa's room. Seeing which, Chipa gets happy and asks, Li Xiong, where did you get this from? Because in Beast City, everyone is vegetarian. So Mu Lang says, Princess, I have found this from somewhere for you. So Chipa happily starts eating it and tells Mu Lang to sit with her too. Because according to Chipa, they both are from Daxia State and can eat chicken. So Mu Lang refuses quite a bit. I do not eat chicken. But Chipa forcibly starts feeding him. So chicken gets on Mu Lang's lips. So Chipa cleans it. Because of this, both get quite close to each other. So Mu Lang just kept looking at Chipa. Then after eating chicken, Chipa says, I want wine now. So Mu Lang says, this is not possible at all because the people of Beast City are very sensitive. Therefore, they cannot drink. As soon as they drink, they get very drunk. Hearing this, Chipa gets happy. The Beast City people get drunk very soon. Now I should take advantage of this weakness of theirs. Hearing this, Mu Lang goes silent because he has hit his own foot with an axe. Just then, Chipa says, I have an idea. And as soon as she gets close to Mu Lang to explain that idea, Mu Lang gets uncomfortable and his heartbeat also increases. Therefore, he quickly moves away saying, you want wine? Fine. I will find it from somewhere and bring it to you. And he leaves from there. Then Mu Lang comes to the same place with Liu Jun from where they go to the other world. Liu Jun says, you should not open the door only for wine. But Mu Lang does not agree and goes to the other world. And bringing wine, he comes back too. After this, Mu Lang gives that wine to Chipa. So, getting the wine ready, Chipa gives it to Hong Shi to check, is it true that she gets drunk or not? Just then, she gives wine to Mu Lang too and says, you are from Daxia State, therefore drink it easily. Mu Lang refuses quite a bit. I cannot drink this. But Chipa does not agree. So Mu Lang drinks that wine. Hong Shi gets very drunk just by drinking one glass. So Chipa says, this is true that Beast City people cannot drink wine at all. So Mu Lang had also become quite drunk. Seeing him, Chipa says, you have cut the nose of Daxia State people. So just then, Mu Lang falls on Chipa. Due to which, Chipa gets shocked because this happens to be their first hug. Just then, Liu Jun comes there and takes Mu Lang away. After this, now it was night. So Chipa, getting ready quite nicely, comes to Mu Lang and starts doing a weird dance so that she can impress the Wolf King. But Mu Lang was shocked, seeing Chipa. Why is she doing this? Just then, Chipa gives a drink to Wolf King Mu Lang, but Mu Lang does not drink. So, Chipa insists, please try just once, but Mu Lang does not agree. So Chipa plays a game with Mu Lang in which she loses every time and has to drink the drink. And now, Chipa gets quite drunk and starts crying. Please let me go to my home. Seeing Chipa in such a condition, Mu Lang was not feeling good. So Mu Lang says, whatever you say, I will get you that. But sorry, I cannot fulfill your wish. So Chipa faints and falls on Mu Lang, due to which Mu Lang gets uncomfortable. But as soon as Chipa gains consciousness, she attacks Mu Lang with her pin because she felt Mu Lang was trying to take advantage of her. But then Chipa realized it's not Mu Lang's fault. So she says to him, sorry. But Mu Lang shouts and chases her away from there. So Chipa quickly runs and comes out. So the same Lu Li attacks her. So just then, hearing their voice, Mu Lang comes out and saves Chipa and chases that girl away from there. But due to coming in front of the moon, Mu Lang's health started worsening. So he tells Chipa, go from here. But Chipa does not go because she was worrying about Mu Lang. So Mu Lang grabs Chipa's throat loudly. So just then, Liu Jun comes there and saving Chipa, takes Mu Lang with him. After this, Mu Lang is sitting with Liu Jun and says, don't know who that girl was who wanted to kill Chipa, and secondly, don't know how I grabbed Chipa's throat. but I did not do that intentionally. The next day, Mulang, becoming Li Xiong, comes to Chipa, who was sleeping carelessly and her full leg was showing. Seeing which, Mulang gets nervous and quickly wakes Chipa up saying, "Princess, you should not sleep like this." So Chipa wakes up and coming near Mulang tells him how I was attacked at night. But Mulang's gaze is only on Chipa's neck, where marks had formed due to pressing the throat. Therefore, Mulang makes Chipa sit and applies medicine on her neck. So just then, Chipa thinks in her mind, he looks even more beautiful from up close. I wish he was the king. After this, Mulang is with Liu Jun and says, Chipa is not safe until the power ball is in her body. And now I will marry Chipa soon and propose too so that I can impress her. Because I do not like doing this forcibly with her at all. Here, Chipa was in her room. So Hongshi comes and tells her, King is going to marry you within 7 days. Hearing this, Chipa gets shocked and says, no, this cannot happen. And then she starts making a plan. In the next scene, Mulang sends very expensive jewelry to Chipa so that he can impress her. But Chipa says to Liu Jun, go and tell your king, even if he brings piles of gold and silver for me, I will still not agree to the marriage. So Liu Jun says, okay, I will tell the king, the princess wants piles of gold and silver. After this, to impress Chipa, Mulang sends piles of gold and silver. Then Chipa comes running to Mulang and says, please do not try to impress me. I will not marry you at any cost. Hearing this, Mulang says, but I will marry you. Even if the whole world goes against me, I will still marry you. So Chipa gets angry and leaves from there. After this, Chipa brings very bad food made for Mulang so that she can make him feel that she is not fit to be his wife. But as soon as Mulang tastes the food, he understands. Chipa has made this food bad intentionally. But Mulang does not say anything about the food and starts eating the food comfortably. Seeing him, Chipa was getting shocked. How is he eating this food? So just then, Mulang's health gets bad and his eyes also become blue. So just then, Mulang quickly pulls Chipa close to himself and asks, what have you mixed in the food that this is happening to me? Chipa thinks, Mulang is trying to take advantage of me. Therefore, she slaps Mulang and runs away from there. But Mulang was truly in pain. So then later, Mulang, using his power, heals himself. After this, Chipa shows an ingredient list to a chef and asks, did using all these ingredients cause anything wrong? Then the chef says, yes, because you used those vegetables in the food which were not right. Then Chipa understands Mulang was not trying to take advantage of me. Rather, he himself was in pain. Therefore, Chipa comes to Mulang and says, sorry. In the next scene, a boy is in jail, who is Mulang's younger brother. His name is Zhang. For some reason, Mulang has kept him imprisoned. So he says, I am unable to understand how Mulang became king. Just then, a man came there who gives a slip to Zhang, which has come from Mulang's enemy's side. Reading which, Zhang gets happy. Here, Mulang is in his room. Then, a maid comes to Mulang and says, your brother is very sick and might be about to die. His condition is serious. So just then, Mulang comes to his brother. So Zhang says, brother, will you still not forgive me? Now I am not like before. I have become fine. So Mulang feels pity for Zhang and he forgives him and leaves from there. After he leaves, Zhang smiles because he was acting. In the next scene, Chipa is walking. So Zhang comes to her and asks, can I talk to you, dear? Because I don't have any friend here. So Chipa says, you can talk to me. After which, Zhang tries his best to do friendship with Chipa because he knew something about the Powerball. After this, Chipa comes to Mulang, meaning Li Xiong, and says, I have made a new friend. So Mulang asks, who? But she does not tell. Rather, she starts teasing Mulang. So just then, suddenly both fall on each other, and a kiss happens between them, and both their heartbeats had become fast. Just then, Mulang moves Chipa aside and quickly leaves from there. Then Mulang tells Liu Jun, when Chipa kissed me by mistake, I felt as if time had stopped, and I felt that I have truly started loving her. So Liu Jun gets happy for Mulang, because for the first time Mulang had liked a girl. So Mulang was getting happy thinking about Chipa. The next day, Chipa is sitting with Zhang again. So Zhang starts inciting Chipa, insist to the Wolf King, take the Dasha state people from here. Then you will be able to plan properly to get out of here. So just then Chipa comes to Mulang and says, you introduce me to my people. So Mulang agrees. But Liu Jun forbids Mulang, do not do so. But Mulang does not agree. After this, Mulang and Liu Jun, seeing the chance, come to Dasha state. So they did not have to go much further because those people met them in the jungle itself. So making them unconscious, they take them to Beast City. When those people come to their senses, they get shocked. Where are we? And as soon as they go to the Beast Palace, Chipa gets very happy seeing her commander. So the commander says, Princess, where all did we not find you? Now you come with us. So Mulang says, if you want to go, then go. But Chipa will not go anywhere. So Chipa's fiancé was also there with them, who seeing Mu Lang recognizes, "This is the man from that night who hit me when I was forcing myself on Chipa." Therefore, seeing the chance, he tells the commander, "We should take Chipa from here because this king is a kidnapper." So the commander also says, "I agree." Here, Chipa is alone. So her fiancé comes to her and tries to assert his right over her and says, "You know how much I missed you, because my purpose was not fulfilled that night. But no problem, I will fulfill that work now." So saying this, he started forcing himself on Chipa. So just then, Mu Lang comes there and starts beating him. Then Mu Lang takes Chipa out of the room and applies medicine to her wound. So Chipa gets even more impressed by Mu Lang, and Chipa's fiancé is put in jail. Then the commander comes to Mu Lang and says thanks to him. "You protected our princess." The next day, Chipa was again fighting with Mu Lang regarding the wedding matter and says, "What kind of wedding is this in which you haven't even proposed yet?" So Mu Lang smiles and starts thinking something. After this, Hong Shu and Liu Jun blindfold Chipa's eyes and take her to Mu Lang, and then leaving Chipa there, they will leave from there. So just then, Mu Lang picks Chipa up and brings her to a garden where there were many flowers and the whole place was decorated very nicely. When Mu Lang removes the blindfold from Chipa's eyes, Chipa gets surprised seeing that place and gets very happy. So just then Mu Lang finally proposes to Chipa and says, "I have never bowed in front of anyone, but today I am bowing in front of you because I have truly started liking you. Therefore, will you please become my wife?" So Chipa agrees and says, "Okay, I am ready to marry you." So Mu Lang gets shocked and gets very emotional and happy, and Chipa says thanks to him. The next day, Mu Lang goes to Chipa in his day look and happily says, "I have heard that Mu Lang proposed to you and you said yes to him." So Chipa says, "That was all fake," meaning, "I have said yes to the king intentionally so that I can win his trust and run away from here as soon as I get a chance." So Mu Lang gets shocked hearing this and says, "Does this mean Chipa was playing with my feelings?" Just then, coming to his room, he gets very angry and orders Liu Jun, "Increase the princess's security so that she cannot run from here." In the next scene, Chipa is talking to her commander about the daytime Mu Lang, meaning Li Xiong. Li Xiong took great care of me here, who belongs to Da Xia state. So the commander says, "Who is Li Xiong in our royal palace? There is no person of this name." So Chipa understands, Li Xiong was deceiving me. So Chipa goes to Li Xiong and says, "What do you consider yourself that you were deceiving me till now?" So Mu Lang says, "I had no intention of hurting you." But Chipa does not listen to a single thing of his and leaves from there. So Mu Lang gets quite sad. And here Chipa also cries a lot and then thinks, "Why am I being so sad? Li Xiong is not my lover." After a few days pass, Mu Lang and Chipa's wedding is happening. And when these two come into the room, Chipa gets worried. "How will I stay in the same room with him?" So just then, Mu Lang says, "You don't be scared. I will sleep separately, and you sleep separately." So Chipa finds this idea good. Just then, Chipa starts getting up from there. So her foot slips, and Mu Lang saves Chipa from falling. So both get close, but Chipa quickly moves away from Mu Lang. The next day, Chipa had to go out somewhere. So she had to go with the daytime Mu Lang because he was her personal bodyguard. So just then, an attack happens on them. So saving Chipa, Mu Lang gets very injured. So Chipa brings Mu Lang to the Beast Palace and cares for him a lot. So the servant says, "Princess, you should not care for anyone so much like this." But Chipa does not agree. Then one day, Chipa was sitting with Li Xiong, meaning Mu Lang. So in an unconscious state, he was saying, "Chipa, I love you very much." So hearing this, Chipa gets shocked and says, "Does Li Xiong truly love me?" Then after a few days, when Mu Lang, meaning Li Xiong, gets well, Chipa tells him, "I love you too." Mu Lang gets shocked and says, "Are you joking?" But Chipa directly kisses Mu Lang and says, "I truly love you." So Mu Lang gets very happy. After this, Chipa comes to Mu Lang, who hides his face. So Chipa says to him, "I like someone else, therefore you leave me, because there is no benefit. Wasting time on me, I will never be yours." So Mu Lang gets happy inside and says, "You like anyone, but I will still not leave you, because the custom here is that a king cannot marry twice. Therefore, only you will remain my wife always." So Chipa gets very worried. The next day, Chipa goes into a room, and as soon as she opens the door, she gets surprised because Mu Lang had arranged a birthday party for her. So Chipa gets very happy. "How much do all people love me?" And along with that, Chipa says to Mu Lang, "Thank you." So Mu Lang gets happy. After this, Chipa comes to her room. So she remembers Li Xiong. So she thinks in her mind, "Did Li Xiong not remember my birthday?" So just then, Mu Lang quickly comes becoming Li Xiong and takes Chipa along with him to a very beautiful place. Seeing which, Chipa gets surprised because she likes that place very much. And Chipa kisses Mu Lang. So Mu Lang also, pulling her close, kisses her. and these two spend a very good time together. Then coming back, Mulang was getting very happy, thinking about this, and he was feeling as if, because of kissing Chipa, the power ball has come back to him. So to know, coming near the holy water, he uses his power. So then he realizes, the power ball has not come back to me, because Mulang had kissed Chipa in the daytime look, whereas he has to kiss Chipa in the wolf look. In the next scene, Mulang is getting ready looking at himself in the mirror. Look who is there! The Gilgit lady takes Mulang's form, and along with her was Mulang's younger brother Jiang also, because now these people had become a team. Then that Lu Li, becoming Mulang, takes Chipa with her to the jungle and attacks Chipa and comes back in her real form. Seeing whom, Chipa gets shocked. Before she could take Chipa's life, Mulang comes and saves Chipa. Then a fight happens between Mulang and that Lu Li, where a needle was about to hit Mulang. So Chipa coming forward saves Mulang, and that needle hits Chipa. So Mulang gets shocked and throws that needle back at the Lu Li, and she gets injured. So just then Jiang comes there, hiding his face, and takes the Lu Li from there. And here Mulang cries a lot seeing Chipa in this condition. In the next scene, Chipa is in her room. So when Chipa gains consciousness, she thinks, I cannot see anything, my eyesight is gone. Because due to the needle hitting, Chipa's eyesight was gone. So Chipa gets very worried. Just then, Mulang comes there and says to Chipa, you do not worry, I will bring the light of your eyes back. After this, Wolf King Mulang brings Chipa to his room, but Chipa was not letting him touch her. So Mulang ties a thread on Chipa's finger, with the help of which he takes Chipa forward and puts her to sleep on the bed, and catches his ball so that Chipa can feel him. Because this time, Chipa was not able to stay alone at all, and Mulang takes care of Chipa every day like this. In this way, quite a few days pass. Then one day Mulang takes Chipa to a beautiful place, and there, talking and talking, it becomes night. The next day, Chipa was talking to Hong Shi, so she picks up water herself and drinks it. So Hong Shi, seeing Chipa, gets shocked and says, can you see? So Chipa says, yes, I can see. But the credit for this goes to the Wolf King, who took such good care of me. But I have not told him this thing yet, because I want to give him a surprise. Therefore, you also do not tell this thing to anyone. So Hong Shi says, yes, married you, because it can be taken out of the body only by kissing, that too, with true love. Hearing this, Chipa says, does this mean you were using me till now, and were showing off love so that you could take the Powerball back? And Chipa gets very sad and starts insisting, I want to go back to my Dasha state. So Mulang agrees and says, okay, I will drop you to Dasha state because I do not want to trouble you more now. Then Chipa quickly comes to her room and starts preparing to go back and tells Hong Shi, I am going back today itself. So Hong Shi starts crying very much. I will miss Chipa very much. When Chipa was leaving, she hears Mulang and Liu Jun's conversation. Liu Jun was saying to Mulang, how can you let the queen go like this, while you know that if you didn't get the Powerball, then you will die after a few months? Hearing this, Chipa gets shocked. Then Mulang says to Liu Jun, no problem. If death is written in my fate, then I will die happily, but I cannot force Chipa to stay here. So then Chipa realizes, I am so important to the Wolf King. So just then, Liu Jun comes out and Chipa asks him, will the Wolf King truly die? So Liu Jun says, it is absolutely like this, but I admit this thing that the king had brought you for the Powerball, but now he has truly started loving you. Therefore, please understand his compulsion. So Chipa quickly goes inside and starts forcibly kissing Mulang, but Mulang moves her back and says, the Powerball is important for me, but I cannot take it like this until I win your trust again. So Chipa stands silently and agrees, I will stay in Beast City. On the other side, that Lu Li's boss, whose name is Scorpio, has made a different type of medicine with which anyone can be brought under one's control. And then he orders his servant, catch and bring 2 people from the Beast Palace on whom we can experiment. So that servant catches and brings Hong Shi and a girl, and as soon as those 2 eat that medicine, they come under Scorpio's control. Here, Mulang and Chipa were spending a good time with each other because now there was no secret between them. Then both come together in a festival and spend a good time with each other. When they come back, Chipa tells Mulang about her feelings. Now I have also started liking you from the heart, so why don't we both marry again? So Mulang gets very happy and hugs Chipa, and both become very happy, and Mulang says, yes, let's marry again. On the other side, Scorpio was talking to his daughter Lu Li. We will kill Mulang and take the Powerball out of Chipa's body. And showing a scorpion to Lu Li, he says, if you take its poison in your body, then you will become even more powerful. And then we will kill Mulang and take that Powerball too. So Lu Li agrees to this thing and coming to her room, takes that scorpion's poison in her body. Here, Hong Shi and that girl, whom Scorpio had brought under his control mix that medicine in everyone's food. and all the people of the Beast Palace eat that food. And one by one, everyone comes under Scorpio's control and starts saying from the tongue, "We are King Scorpio's slaves." Then Hongshi feeds that food to Liu Jun also, due to which he also comes under Scorpio's control. After this, when Chipa opens the door to get out of her room, Lu Li is standing in front, and she hits Chipa so hard that Chipa falls far away and is not able to get up either. Just then, Lu Li comes near her and does something on her hand, due to which Chipa hurts a lot. But just then, that power ball comes out of Chipa's body and Lu Li takes that power ball. Just then, Mulang comes there, and seeing Chipa in this condition, quickly comes to her and says, "Chipa, are you okay?" And taking advantage of this very thing, Lu Li runs away from there. Then, Mulang quickly picks Chipa up and brings her out, so his own people surround him. Seeing them in such a condition, Mulang understands all these are in Scorpio's control, and taking Chipa via the back route, he runs away. Then coming to the jungle, he hides, and sucking the poison from Chipa's hand, starts curing her. Due to Mulang doing this, Chipa was getting fine, but Mulang's condition gets bad. So he thinks, now I am alive only for 3 days. Just then, seeing Mulang and Chipa, Chipa's commander comes to them. And because they were out of the Beast Palace, therefore they had not eaten that food. So they were not in Scorpio's control. And he says to Mulang, "You stay here. I will see the Beast Palace's condition and come." And as soon as the commander comes to the palace, he gets caught. And Lu Li tells her soldiers, beat them very much, so that they tell where Mulang and Chipa are. But he does not tell anything. Just then, the soldiers bring the commander's lover there, and Lu Li starts beating her. So the commander kills himself only because he thinks, I cannot watch my lover dying, nor can I tell about Mulang and Chipa. On the other side, when Chipa gains consciousness, and when she gets to know about Mulang, she gets worried and says, I am so worried about Mulang. Then Mulang says, I am absolutely fine. And just then, Mulang opens the door to the other world to send Chipa back. But Chipa does not agree and says, I cannot see you in this condition. Then when it becomes night, seeing the moon, Mulang gets out of control and grabs Chipa's throat. But after gaining control over himself, he tells Chipa to go. But she does not go, and hugging Mulang, sits down and says, I am right here with you. But just then, Lu Li comes there and catches both of them and takes them away, and imprisoning both of them. Just then, Chipa says to Lu Li, you please take me along with you, because this Wolf King had kidnapped and kept me. Hearing Chipa's words, Mulang gets shocked and cries very much. So Lu Li keeps a condition. I will include you in my gang only when you kill Mulang in front of everyone tomorrow. So Chipa agreed, and Lu Li takes Chipa from there. After that, Mulang comes to Jiang and says, now you must have known how it is to stay in prison. And by the way, I have done that with the power ball for which you are crazy. So Mulang says, that power ball connects the whole Beast City. If I did not get that, and the holy water becomes less, then this whole place will become desolate. And I know Scorpio has not told you correctly about the power ball, because he is keeping you in deception. And if you want, you can go to my room and see, holy water is left very little. First, Zhang does not believe, but as soon as he came to Mulang's room and saw the holy water, he became convinced Mulang is saying the truth. The next day, all people are gathered at one place and Mulang is also tied there. And just then, Chipa comes bringing a sword to kill Mulang, and everyone was thinking Chipa will kill Mulang, but she does not do so. Cutting her and Mulang's hands with that sword, she joins the hands. Then just then, she kisses Mulang. Actually, Mulang had already told Chipa everything. How to make the blood one and kiss. In this way, the power will increase. But just then, Chipa faints because she thinks, I have used too much power. Because due to the power ball staying in her body, Chipa also had some power. So just then, all people started coming to kill Mulang. So Mulang screams with such force that all people fall far away from his power, and everyone faints, except Lu Li. So she was coming bringing a sword to kill Mulang. That Mulang attacked Lu Li with the sword with such force that the sword went through her body, and Lu Li dies. After this, Mulang brings Chipa to the room, and after a full 2 days, Chipa gains consciousness. So Hongshi says, Princess, you don't worry. We all have become fine now, and all the bad people have finished. So Chipa asks, but where is the Wolf King? So Hongshi says, don't know. So Chipa quickly comes to Mulang's room and hugs him tightly. And Chipa gets very happy. Finally, everything has become fine. And due to getting the power ball back, now Mulang will remain in his day, look only. Then just then, Zhang comes to ask for forgiveness from Mulang and says about that Lu Li, please forgive her. So Mulang says, I will spare her life, but she will still get punished. So Zhang says thanks, and was about to kill himself with the sword, that just then Mulang stops him and says, I forgive you from the heart. Hearing this, Jiang gets very emotional and thinks, now I understand why Mulang became king. On the other side, Hong Shi was sitting with Chipa and talking. So Liu Jun asks her, "Walk out with me." And coming out, he tells her, "I like you for a long time. Just could never tell." So Hong Shi gets very happy and thinks, "I have wanted to hear this for so many years." So she quickly hides her lips area with a mask because she thinks Liu Jun will kiss me and I am a snake, so there is poison in my body. Then Liu Jun kisses Hong Shi. So Hong Shi gets very happy. The next day, Chipa gets a couple dress made, which Mulang likes very much. So just then, suddenly Chipa starts getting romantic. So Mulang says, "I did not know that you were so romantic, but now I also want to show you since when I have controlled myself." So just then, he takes Chipa and falls on the bed. After this, 2 years pass, and Zhang, doing work, was in a bad state, and with him was that Lu Li too. She tells him, Mulang and Liu Jun, taking their respective wives, will go to travel, and gave all the work to me. So that Lu Li says, "You let them come, then we will also go to travel." So Zhang happily hugs her. Here, Mulang and Chipa had come to Roman Dasha state, and they were looking quite happy. So just then a lady comes and says to Chipa, "Your mom and dad want to spend some time with your 2 twin children." So Chipa says to that lady, "Tell mom and dad that they can keep the babies with them for a few months because I and Mulang are going to the UK. Then the next day, they go to the UK, and Mulang was finding the world dressing very weird. So Chipa says, "You are looking very handsome." So Mulang laughs at Chipa's words. And just here is the happy ending of this drama.